Well, here's the thing.
What is it?
Okay.
Oh,
Well, here's the thing. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Okay. Well, here's the thing.
My husband. Taquitos, let's go.
We out here MMA, not podcast, but show. Yeah, we talking things that you probably didn't know. When we taking things to places that you probably shouldn't go.
That was Alec Acosta live from the Forum in Inglewood. Guys, what's up? Welcome to We Out Here MMA podcast, not show, but now podcast. I'm here with my beautiful, juicy husband in my top left, which I don't know actually where he is, but in my top left, I see this man with shoulders for days, with a chin that's as juicy as a grapefruit, and them cheeks that are as cute as a Powerpuff Girl. Give it up for the number one husband, Nick. How about this? I'm not going to rank it. A husband. Sorry, I got Nick out a little
too late.
There. Okay, fine. Number one husband, Alec Acosta. Round of applause, please.
Oh, damn. I thought that was for Nick.
Oh,
no, you are the number one husband.
Has
here.
Nick ever had a chin as juicy as a grapefruit? Never.
I don't know, actually.
I think my chin's pretty juicy. It's kind of subjective anyway, but whatever.
Fine, guys. Give it up for my other husband who has a subjective chin that changes throughout time. We don't know what it is, where it is, or when it is. Give it up for Nick, the year.
Hey, dude, we're going to cut this right now, and we're going to redo that intro for me, okay?
And then we're going to continue on. There's myself, named Gilbert. Hello to the chicken wing Ling Ling fans out there, investors. We're happy to be here. Have you guys, this is a real question. Have you guys eaten chicken wings in the last week?
Yes, I have.
Where?
On fight night.
Oh, what'd you eat?
It was Armenian style chicken wings.
So it was mean.
It was yelling a lot at me. It yelled at me a lot. It called me stupid. But it had a sweet car though, beautiful car. Yeah, it was Armenian style. It was actually very good, very citrusy, very
interesting,
very spicy. You know what I mean? I don't know what they did to it. It was quite good. And we ate chicken wings when we saw Dustin Poirier lose. So
damn. I recently had Wingstop. I think Wingstop, it has like a 3-star rating, but that thing still slaps.
It's so good.
It's so good. You know what? You guys should drink at the same time. Jinx drink. Nick, do something. Jinx drink. Gray. He's had supplements so quick.
Those are peanuts.
I would say if we did open a chicken wing Ling Ling, I would like to model the crispiness of a well done Wingstop wing. Those are good.
I agree. You know, they have thigh stop now. Do you know this?
I have not had a thigh stop yet.
Oh, they have thighs there, right? Yeah.
They have like giant thighs. So it's pretty, I'm into it. I haven't tried it yet. I've been waiting for an opportunity to try it, but nothing's come yet. So still waiting. I'll keep you guys updated when I do get the thigh stop. So, follow me on Instagram to make sure for my updates.
Today's fat burger though. So we're going to have to
avoid getting fat burger after this. You know
wow, really? Why?
I don't know.
He's hungry.
Fat burger. Yeah.
Okay. Fat burger, honestly, aside from In-N-Out, fat burger, probably one of the best burgers.
I've never had one.
It's very good.
They put relish on it, bro. It's so bomb.
It's an old school, delicious burger. Well, it's very similar to Johnny Rockets. So,
is there a Fuddruckers in California? Does that exist?
I think so. There used to be one in Burbank. That shit closed down.
Oh, okay. Well, Alex, you did not answer the question. Have you had chicken wings in the last week?
No.
And if you hadn't, pull from a memory in your life and tell us about it.
Oh, dude, I can tell you, like back in like 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
You have to go that far back.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you because it was good experiences. It was like at the time I was always watching the fights either at my homie Aaron's house.
Shout out to Aaron
or Alfonso. So one day I'm at Aaron's house with my boy Chele, who's Alfonso's brother.
Yeah, and he's hacking.
Shout out Chele.
Yeah, so we're gonna go order. So we order wings off of DoorDash, right? Because we always eat Wingstop at the fights. So we each order a 10-piece meal, right? It comes with delicious 3 drinks. I get original hot, half original hot, half mango habanero because that's the way you do it. Mm-hmm. They all got Chele got original hot. Aaron got barbecue because he's a bitch and he's a bitch.
Hacks.
He hacks. So
he hacks.
The lady comes. She finally comes to deliver us our food, and she has one big bag, and then another big bag, and no drinks. So I grab them. I'm like, "Oh, did you get the drinks by chance?" And she's like, "Oh no, this is what it was." I was like, "Oh fuck." So we get there, and I pull one container out. I pull another container out, And then I pull another container out, and I'm like, what the fuck? And the other bag, I pull another container out, another container out. They accidentally gave us 75 chicken wings. That wasn't our order. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I call Wingstop and I'm like, hey,
wow,
I ordered some wings off DoorDash. She's like, oh, you're the one that got the wrong order, huh? I was like, yeah. I was like, we have 75 chicken wings here. And yeah.
She's like, you're welcome.
She was like, well, your order is here. She's like, we know that you ordered DoorDash to not have to come pick it up, but your order is here if you want to come pick it up. I was like, all right, well, do you want us to bring you back these wings? And she's like,
75 wings.
She was like, no. And then I just heard someone in the back, that's 75 wings. And she's like, no, unfortunately, we can't take them back since you guys already got them. So we go and we picked up our wings and our drinks, and DoorDash refunded us. So we had over 100 chicken wings for free with drinks and fries.
And what Alex doesn't say, because he's so humble, they actually donated to the homeless right after. Because they did not eat them. That's ridiculous if they did.
Oh, yeah. We ate a lot of them.
That is crazy to like get. I mean, what a great gift that is. A surprise. Like you're expecting to eat 10 wings, which is also crazy that you only ordered 10 wings. And then
what's the large meal?
That's a lot, bro. With fries and carrots and celery and a large beverage.
Okay, because your eyes are so big.
Not even
right
a
now.
soda, a beverage.
I'm trying to get this to be my baseline to have my eyes this big always.
But then your
like
eyebrows are like that.
Then my contacts get all like dry.
Hey, try this. Make your eyes big without moving eyebrows. Wow.
That's easy, right?
It literally didn't do anything. Nick's eyes didn't do anything. This got so Asian.
Ready?
Alex, don't move your eyebrows, go. Now make them normal.
This is good for our audio listeners, huh?
Yeah, sorry. Guys, what we're doing right now is once again, this is a show, not podcast, but now podcast, but not show, but not show, but not live stream. All right, guys, let's get into the fight recap. No cap. Talk about barn burners for days. We'll start.
What do you guys want to talk about first?
We're starting with the main event. Come on, we gotta start with the main event. Bro, Charles Oliveira subs Dustin Poirier round 2. I believe me and Nick and I had chosen Dustin. Nick did want to, I will say this, he did switch right before the fight commenced. He said he was feeling Charles Oliveira, and then Alex.
Oh, I was feeling
5 wings donated to South Baptist Methodist Church on Burbank.
Call that 20 twin.
He chose Charles Oliveira to win. And guess what? Your boy is right, Alex. So we'll leave the floor up to you first to tell us what happened.
I told you so. I love Dustin Poirier, but like I said, I know it's Khabib, but right when Khabib was able to take his back, and Khabib is an elite grappler, he was able to sink in that choke. I don't want to say fairly easy, but from what I remember, it wasn't like hard. Like he was able to get it in, and it was deep. My whole thing was that I felt at one point, because of watching Charles Oliveira, and his grappling, how he was able to manhandle Tony Ferguson. He did really well against Kevin Lee, who's a really good grappler. I had at one point figured that he was going to be able to grab a hold of Dustin in some sort of way where he could do that. His striking, man, I'm saying this right now. So we out here ites and our chicken wing ling ites can quote me on this. Unpopular opinion. Charles Oliveira beats Islam Makhachev. He chokes him out. And unfortunately, I love Justin Gaethje. I love Justin Gaethje, but I don't know. I don't think Justin Gaethje is going to beat Charles Oliveira. I think Charles Oliveira is about to be a champ for a minute. His pressure, dude, that he put on Dustin Poirier when Dustin
First
Poirier,
round? Oh my God.
Dustin Poirier is the pressure guy. Charles Oliveira would get rocked. Even remember after Dustin dropped him with that hook, he got right back up. He let him up, and you would think that he would like be careful. He just started walking straight forward and striking. I'm like, bro, this guy is so dangerous, dude. He filled into the weight class. He's big. He's strong.
Yep.
He's confident.
Now, huh?
Yeah, he's so big, bro. His confidence is there, dude. I honestly don't think right now. I don't think Islam beats him right now. I honestly don't.
Does he get a sponsorship from Men's Warehouse?
Better question.
I think so. I think he gets sponsored by L'Oreal's hair dye.
I know they had L'Oreal had the hair dye. Nick,
You know why? You know why Charles Oliveira won this weekend, and it has to do with the sponsorship, the new sponsorship. L'Oreal hair dye.
L'Oreal
Their whole fucking team, whole team, blonde.
Yeah, they dyed their hair blonde. And that's what got him through the night.
And that's
you see Derek Brunson was like, yo.
Hey, they dyed their hair blonde. That's why nothing went wrong.
Oh, ooh, you gotta say it.
It honestly was amazing. But we have to remember our roots, and we have to remember why we pick fights. And this is the reason why. We got to choose the blonde hair.
Cisco, baby. Cisco. Nick, I'm actually a little curious about why the day of you actually were letting us know privately on text that you were like, you know what? I'm really feeling Oliveira, or as Vincent would say, Oliveira.
Well, I was watching some old Charles Oliveira fights, and I was actually going through like a binge watch of all of his fights.
Cool. Open more tips.
Open more chips, please. Thank you.
That's so loud.
I didn't realize you guys would
like Nick's literally talking, and all you hear is someone trying to act like they didn't open it back. It was like,
yep. And then chew into the mic, please.
Yeah, keep doing that. Jesus.
Let me gonna chew. Yeah. Anyway, that's what happens when you have really good mics and you have the sound mod on. Okay. Anyway, so watching Charles Oliveira, it's like his variety of submissions. In the heat of the moment, while he's getting punched in the head and while he can transition, is just so dangerous. And then not only because of his variety of submissions, but how he chains submissions together. So, and then on top of that, when you see them face off, this is one that I really was like, okay. And I bet the betting line changed a lot. Seeing Dustin square off with Charles Oliveira, he was actually the bigger guy.
It seemed like
confused. He has a bigger head, dude. Like his head is way longer.
The jaw, bro. The jaw,
like width wise, yeah. Like he's just a bigger dude. He has a bigger frame, and I think that's why he went up to 155. And like you said, he's filling into his frame. Like he looks healthy at 155. He doesn't look like he's all bones and cheekbones at 145. So
because we would consider him back in the day, we were like, oh, he would be considered a skinny fighter.
Yeah, definitely.
Not anymore.
But now at 155, he's taller than Dustin. He has the most submission wins or most subs in the UFC history, which is pretty crazy.
By a good amount now.
Yeah, like a good amount. So he just has way more ways to finish the fight. So, and I think that's what we saw. He's a true finisher and dangerous. Leg locks, chokes, arm bars. And you name it.
Yeah, and I just want to add, you said a variety of submissions. Not only that, I think in this fight, we've seen this from him, but even this fight, variety of strikes. Like if you were just to watch Dustin and him, you're like, oh, one guy's a Muay Thai fighter, one guy's just a boxer. That's how much variety he had. I feel like he was just using everything.
Let me ask you guys something. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, just chew more while you ask us.
No, I wanted to see
popcorn,
what you guys thought about the whole glove grab, because I streamed the next.
Yeah, that was a little sketch, bro.
And then like everybody that was talking to me about it is like, but yeah, he grabbed his glove, even though it was the other round, right? Because he run round 3?
It was the scramble. It was the scramble to take us back, I think.
Yeah, and even Dustin said, he was like, yeah, my coach was like, he's like, why did you roll in that position? And Dustin in the press conference was like, I don't know. He's like, I just felt at one point like I couldn't go, so I had to roll. But my bad. I mean, I wanted to ask that.
No, that's an important thing to talk about, because
also, if he did grab it though, it's like the ref didn't see it. So I mean, you can't like.
Yeah, it's on the ref to see that, but that's the problem though, is in the heat of the moment. Like Conor does that shit a lot. Like
or fighters that put their toes in defense.
That Habib fight, Conor fought so dirty and still got his ass beat because he fucking sucks at MMA.
Well, even in the Dustin McGregor 3, he was grabbing his glove to throw the up kicks. Maybe. And in that position, when he had that omoplata, like it seemed like it should be easy for him to get his wrist out. And the fact that he couldn't really wiggle his arm out in that, like Oliveira didn't really have that much leverage in that position. So it was interesting to see him struggle to get his arm out, which might be an indicator of a red flag of, some weird cheating, maybe a conspiracy. Who knows?
Interesting. Well, look, it was sad to watch Dustin lose. I think
dude.
We're always cheering for him. It's kind of like, man, he's so close. Always like the bridesmaid, never the bride. Whole situation. But then you're also happy for Charles Oliveira because, like, dude, that guy is like what Alex was saying. Like, he looks unstoppable. Like, you look at all the potential matches, which we'll get into. It looks like he kind of tears through all of them. And honestly, if he beats Islam Makhachev, we actually don't know. But if he did, it would beg the question: how would Habib do against this new Charles Oliveira. So let's just get into what's next for both the fighters, and we'll start with the champion. Nick, we'll start with you first. Who do you think gets him next?
Well, Gaethje is going to be the guy. Gaethje's next in line, but if we're just talking matchups and we're talking
what would you like to see?
I am curious to see, because Dustin isn't necessarily, he has very good grappling, but he doesn't really lean forward with his grappling, right? So it's going to be really interesting to see how he matches up with a Makhachev or maybe an Arman Sarukian or all these other guys who are, their world is grappling, right? And so when you get two guys who are amazing at grappling, but in the same way have different skill sets and different styles of how they approach the grappling, it is going to be very interesting to see how they clash, right? Islam, if he fights, if he gets past Beneil, which I think he will, not easy fight though, but if he gets past him, he has a very top heavy pressure, very patient, doesn't really give himself that many risks when he's on the ground, when he's on top of somebody. And Charles is the opposite. He's a complete inverse. He's really good on top, but he's also really scary, really dangerous off his back. So I think that matchup is going to be really freaking fun. So that's what I'm really excited for. Even with Beneil is going to be really good, but I'm curious to see how he does with a very grappler forward fighter, so yeah.
Alex, what do you think? Also, we know what the division is. You don't have to highlight it because you'll just keep highlighting the whole page. Alex, stop. We see it. Okay. What are you liking? Obviously, it looks like Gaethje's going to be the next fighter that Charles will have to face. But is there anything else that would interest you? Like Nick wants to see a grappler. Who would you like to see maybe in the next, maybe 3 fights that you're like, damn, that's a fight right there?
Oh, are you asking for Dustin?
Oh, for Charles Oliveira.
Oh, for Charles. Oh, yeah, definitely. I think Justin Gaethje, and then there's the winner of Islam. The whole thing that Justin was saying is the only thing with Justin is when he gets a lot of pressure put on him, that's when he starts to fight really wild. When he's worried about grappling and he's taking out, that's when he starts fighting really wild. When he fought other people that he knew weren't going to take him down, that's when his striking was super crisp. But I mean, him and Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, Gaethje, I think unfortunately he might be able to pull the sub off on him, on Gaethje. Islam, I think he beats. Other than that, bro, you just have to wait for Rafael Fizez and shit like that, another elite striker who's gonna
Conor McGregor. Yeah.
Nah, but I do know who I would like to see Dustin Poirier fight, because there's some history there and there's some shit talk. It's fucking Michael Chandler. Give Dustin Poirier Michael Chandler and let Dustin Poirier just beat that ass right quick. And then, I think Dustin definitely has the tools to beat Charles Oliveira. I still think out of everybody, aside from Islam, he has the best chance of beating Charles Oliveira. So I think he just needs to win 1 or 2 more fights, and he's already back in that title picture again.
Oh, we should talk about that a little bit. We should talk about the actual first round between them, because the second round is obviously where the finish happened, but in the first round, Dustin Poirier, he was landing some really big shots, and it just seemed like Charles Oliveira, dude, his chin, he was able to eat some big shots from Dustin, but I feel like if the fight
and felt it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. But if the fight were to continue, I am curious to see, once he got on top of him, he just was like, oh, this is my path to win. Right. Yeah. and the fact that I think Dustin was a little too careful off his back. He didn't really want to take any risk, but I feel like that actually hurt him in the end. What do you guys think about that?
It's the jingle bell, jingle bell rocks holiday season, and you don't know what to get as a gift for stocking stuffer. Well, today's sponsor, Manscaped, has the tools to guarantee you to win this year's stocking stuffer white elephant competition. Manscaped is the leader in men's below the waist grooming, and they have served more than 4 million men worldwide. If my math is correct, and it is, that's almost 8 million balls. And keep in mind, most men have 2. You get 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com with the code We Out Here.
We Out Here. You guys, Thanksgiving just passed. It's Christmas. My father's birthday is on November 24th. And guess what I got Papa done? Papa Dunn's he's got a big old bush. So I got him the performance
disgusting.
package 4.0. And he was so freaking happy. He's not a big fan of male grooming, but he did love how much and how easy the performance package 4.0 was for him. And guess what? He sent me a picture of his pubes. God, beautifully shaven.
Hey, and just so you guys know, these are our picks for the Manscaped Surefire Win stocking stuffers. We got Sheer 2.0 luxury 4-piece nail kit, bro. Because you know I barely cut my nails, so it's nice to have this now in my fanny pack because I get to cut my nails all the time. Then we got the Crop Reviver ball toner and refresher. You're having a hot day, it's sweaty, just rub them all over your balls. And just so you guys know, these formulations are vegan, cruelty-free, dye-free, sulfate-free, and paraben-free. I know what I'm saying.
Paraben-free, baby. Let's go.
Paraben. I know what I'm saying.
Paraben-free.
Do not
He's
correct
from-
me.
he's from
So you know the
Portuguese.
products are legit.
Guys, get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with the code We Out Here. Get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with the code We Out Here. Be the ballsiest gift giver this year, like Nick Dunn, what he did for his father with Manscaped. He did.
Yeah, I think he should have. Yeah, I think he was nervous because he kept referencing the Khabib fight where I shouldn't have tried to get up. I should have just let the round go.
Lose
But,
the
like,
round. then come
That
back
second
the next
round, I mean, Charles Oliveira had the top for what, like 3.5 minutes or some shit like that.
Felt like forever.
Yeah, so like some judges might have given him a fucking 10-8 because he was landing elbows, he was landing body punches and shit like that. So,
and he's taking damage off his back, right? And especially in the guard, right? In that position where he was, obviously easier said than done. But as far as risk management goes, that's where you'd want to probably try to, get out of that position, like feet in the hips, kick away, just to create some sort of scramble, just to create some sort of distance away from him. But yeah, I don't know. I was surprised that he didn't do anything with that, but
it makes
he must
sense.
have felt something.
That shows you how much fear or respect, at least, he had for the ground game. Because the whole time it was like, I don't want to get my back taken. And look what happens third round, back taken immediately.
Yeah.
I wonder because Nick might know more because he does a lot more grappling. But to me, Charles Oliveira looks like the way that he he looked like, to me, it showed how elite he was. Because even with just his hands, he was just rubbing them on Dustin Poirier's face. To me, it should kind of disrupt his breathing, but he just looks so heavy. And you would see him just put his forearm in his neck at some point and then just start rubbing up his nose. And
a lot of that was
just
bothering me while watching. I was like, that's why I don't want to grapple, because that looks terrible. I'd rather get punched.
No one's going to do that to you, dude.
But he just looks, Charles Oliveira, for some reason, it was in the Tony Ferguson fight. He just looks like he got so big. Yeah, because you've seen him fight at 45. And he was so small, but man, he just looks big now, dude. And I'm just like, holy fuck.
TRT.
I'll say one thing about Charles Oliveira, and this has to do with a lot of people want that perfect record and that almost no losses and all the wins in the world, right? Obviously, a perfect world.
Yeah, that's why Habib is kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, no, but it just shows. You look at Charles Oliveira, he probably needed all those losses over time just to fine tune. And then now his confidence, where he's able to throw up these submissions. I feel like most submission specialists.
Losing is great.
Well, I just feel like
you learn.
And the MMA community, MMA fans are like, you lose. Wow. It kind of does set you back, and it does kind of, not as bad as boxing maybe, but for a guy like Charles Oliveira, he was able to create a whole different skill set, and just to be so much better with all those losses. I feel like he's the best example of that, and experience in the cage, because he just looks so comfortable in there. He looks so comfortable.
And think about it too. These fighters that lose, some fighters that lose 2, they'll get cut from the UFC. He's managed to be in the UFC for 11 years now. Yeah, go through wins and losses and shit. Because I remember watching this fight live when he fought Paul Felder, and Paul Felder literally looked like he killed him with elbows on top of him. Yeah. And there's to see him come back now, and he's a fucking champion. That makes you think Paul Felder could be the UFC champ right now.
Which, with that logic, also makes you think Conor McGregor, because he's had 15 losses in a row, could come back as a champion next year, because he'll probably get a fight for a championship.
But also, you look at how that fight goes with Paul Felder and Charles Oliveira. He was trying so hard to finish off his back.
Yep.
And just trying to throw up submissions. And you get a guy like Paul Felder who may not be known for his grappling, but he was able, just because of position. And on paper, Charles Oliveira is way better on the ground than Paul Felder. And Paul Felder will tell you that too, probably. But it just shows the positions. And that makes me feel.
Just called us to tell us that.
Yeah, he was like, yo, he's way better at jiu-jitsu than I am. But that makes me feel like Islam. Dude, that's going to be a very similar game. I don't know if he's going to be able to submit Islam off his back.
I think it's easy for him.
We'll see.
Islam wants to be on the ground, and he's going to be like all these wrestling positions. No.
Yeah, but that's his position, brother. When you're on top, it's a very powerful position. Even if you're the best jiu-jitsu guy on the ground, and you could.
Well, I don't hear about your sex life, you weirdo. All right, moving on to our weirdo. God, Tiff, call someone. The number down below in the description.
I call her Charles Oliveira.
Let's get through some of these. There's so many things we need to talk about on this card. It's amazing. Dude, co-main event. Pena, subs, Amanda Nunes. I don't want to use the word subs. I want to say broke with jabs, which I thought I'd never ever say in my life that a fighter broke Amanda Nunes with jabs. But Pena did it. Nick's favorite fighter. He does not hate her. He loves her so much. We'll start with Alex on this
Venezuelan Vixen.
I want to talk about your emotions. How surprised were you when that was the second round when you're like, oh, she's just landing these sloppy ass shots on Amanda. Amanda's kind of just like looking bewildered. What was going through your mind?
Bro,
like,
low key, I was kind of like.
Tell us about the high key part though.
All right, so high key. Once that second round started and Amanda started getting landed on, I was kind of like, Amanda looks like she's cool with losing this.
Yeah, because she didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, because she was getting tagged so hard, and it's just like she just like Amanda's good on the ground. Why not? She could have went in for a takedown or clinch just to kind of hold her and catch her bearings, but she would get rocked, and she was just like, oh nope, I'm gonna sit here and just try and fucking strike with you.
It was I
will say this. When they did the face-off in the ring, it's almost like the Dustin Poirier and Charles Oliveira thing. When they did the face-off in the ring, I didn't realize, like, Juliana Pena looked the same exact size as Amanda Nunes. Like, normally these girls all look smaller and, like, scrawny. Not scrawny, I shouldn't say that, but, like, not as, like, you know, muscular and in shape as Amanda Nunes. She looked just as big. And I remember watching face-off, I was like, oh, she's not that small. And then she went in there and just ate everything Amanda Nunes. She did get dropped once, or twice technically because of that calf kick. But I mean, she ate everything and just went in there and just she took that belt from Amanda Nunes. You can't ask for a better performance. She literally went in there and just rocked the fuck out of her. She choked out Amanda. And like I said, I don't really do jiu-jitsu that much, but even from hearing what the commentator said and everything, wasn't really like she had it like crazy in. You know, you've seen way deeper submissions and people get out of them. So she at that point was just getting, look at 90 strikes to 58, bro. Like,
isn't that crazy? And she has 0 belts on her shoulders.
Yeah,
exactly. That's crazy. Yeah,
she has 0 belts on her shoulders.
She's 0, and look at just 90 strikes. Yeah. Look, not taking anything away from Julia Pena. I know there are already comments, people that do commentary alluded to this, but I will say Amanda did not even really look like herself, and just in the striking technique or even the bounce. Let's say the bounce in the feet, it just seemed a little sluggish. And I think that was even before she got tagged a shit ton of times. So that's just what I observe. That she probably wasn't. Look, Julia Pena destroyed her.
You're saying she got lucky.
I didn't say she got lucky, but Amanda did not look like Amanda. So I don't know if this is a decline in her career. Like this, you know, everyone hits that point. It's like, okay, now we're going down, or just could have just had a bad night. But still, Juliana Pena, man, when she was beating her on the feet, I was like, I didn't understand what was happening. That where I almost like I wanted to turn off the TV and just start cooking eggs because I was confused. Nick, where do you? I mean, a little bit of what I said. And you can throw in some what you thought about the fight, but like, is this Amanda on the decline? Not her night, or Julia Pena is just that much better than her? What option would you choose, or a mix of all three?
I think this is a case of a challenger who wasn't scared at all. She really believed she could beat Amanda Nunes.
The world
she
is her
really
oyster.
believed. Yeah, no, I really do think there's something to it. And this shows that how important mentality is for anybody, really, right? It's like Amanda Nunes is the impossible goal. Like, what was she, like minus 1,200 as a favorite, which is pretty crazy. Nobody really gave Juliana Pena any hope to win, including myself.
Yeah, there was one person who did. We got to shout him out. Hit the button.
Grandmaster, like that.
Grandmaster. I guess
Grandmaster. But anyway, so
well, I don't know if we have that on there, Marbo.
she wasn't scared at all. She walked her down, and when she took the best shots from Amanda Nunes, and she still kept moving forward because she's tough as shit and she's down to scrap. I feel like that mess with Amanda Nunes. I think the pace that Juliana Pena set with her was a pace that Amanda Nunes felt like, oh, if I keep throwing, she's going to go down. It happened once. It didn't continue to happen. And then the fight is away from her. I think mentally she was probably just a little nervous. She didn't know what to expect. She was like, this girl's not going anywhere and she's tagging me. And then it becomes an ego battle, right? And she didn't really adjust and make the modifications that she needed to win, unfortunately. And I feel like she could, right? It's not like she doesn't have the skills or the tools or the experience to be able to adjust and modify on the fly, but it just shows that maybe that's where she's lacking, and that's where she could get better at. But dude, credit to Juliana Pena.
I would say one more quick thing, and because someone asked me, and I said this, but I forgot it till right now. It's almost like I feel like what kind of happened to is like, say you're at the gym and you spar, and you're sparring with like a bunch of like clean people, right? That strike, they're technical and stuff like that, and you're doing that a lot. And then you get the one random guy that doesn't really train that much, that's not really that good at striking and is really awkward and shit. That will be the guy that will land on you the most, because you're just so used to people being technical and clean and shit like that. I feel like that kind of happened here because Juliana hit her with just like shots that were just coming from weird angles because, if you break down their actual striking, Amanda Nunes is a way cleaner and more technical striker. But I think that Juliana Pena was throwing these punches and shit from just different angles, and they were catching Amanda that I made Amanda just start fucking winging punches, overextending, and then, dude, those fucking weird, like those hooks were landing so good for Juliana, bro. Like a couple of times I like snapped Amanda's head back. You've seen Amanda lose, but like that, you would expect Cyborg to do that shit, but she didn't.
Yeah. She was too down to scrap, I think. If she just moved her feet a little bit and just disengaged, I feel like at the high level, you have to have a skill set that allows you to disengage and just kind of nullify the other opponent. And I feel like that's what she didn't really do. And I think it was her choice. I think she said, fuck it, I'm going to scrap with this chick and I don't care what the consequences are. And I feel like she gassed herself out because of it, because if she was fighting Juliana Pena's fight. And when Amanda Nunes wins and when she's at her best, everyone's playing to her, right? So this is just a flip.
Yes, I think we're potentially going to probably see a rematch of that. That's probably what's most likely.
Who wins the rematch? Real quick.
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to say Juliana Pena.
What about you, Alex?
I think Amanda will. I think Amanda will come back smarter. Even Marcos texted me before that fight, and he was like, I told my girl that he said that he could tell that something was wrong with Amanda on her walkout. Like she just didn't look like normal Amanda Nunes.
She kind of did. Yeah, bad night.
I think she overlooked Juliana Pena a little bit.
I think so too. Yeah.
And I think obviously you can't do that in MMA because anything can happen. And I think she did that, and I think it bit her in the ass. I think this next fight she will train as hard as she can. And I think she will win the next fight. But I like that. I'm not a huge fan of Juliana Pena, but I like that it happens because it's like she believes in herself. Yeah, and it mixes up. Like I sent this text, and I know this text was so fire flame when I was texting it. I was trying to type it so fast so no one else would say it before me. But Juliana Pena got beat up and submitted by Valentina Shevchenko. Okay? Valentina Shevchenko is the 125 champ. Say Amanda Nunes is like, I want to wait for a little bit. I'm going to take time. Valentina can go up. She can beat Juliana Pena again. She can be double champ. Then we finally get that trilogy with Munez and Valentina Shevchenko at 135. Shevchenko wins that. Shevchenko's the GOAT. I think Shevchenko is the women's GOAT.
Honestly, when I saw Juliana Pena win, in my head, immediately right after I go, Shevchenko. There it is. That's the fight that I want to see is Pena and Shevchenko now.
Gilbert, what went on in your head immediately?
Exactly what you said. I feel like I texted it first. Just putting that
I feel like Gilbert probably didn't even watch the fight.
Gilbert texted me first.
I haven't seen. I watched the wrong card. I watched last week's card.
He's like, for some reason there was this guy named Hoist Gracie fighting this guy named Chemo, and I don't know.
Why does this one guy have one glove on?
Boxing glove. What the hell is this?
What is this?
Art Jimerson?
Guys, let's get into the next fight. Another sad fight for me. You guys, Kai Kara France KOs Cody Garbrandt. Kai Kara France
Crazy.
Like he's on fire. He's a 5'4"
He looked good.
Beast. I watch Israel Adesanya's. You can. Would you like to, Alex?
Oh no! We didn't even like go.
I'm just going through the notes.
Okay.
We're going through Cody.
We're going to talk about Cody. Yeah, because we got a lot to get through. Kai Kara France, dude, beat him. Cody, unfortunately, looks like he has a weak chin. People have been saying that, but it's kind of just sad to see because he's still very young. I feel like he took this fight very serious. I mean, he trained different. He was on a diet. I don't know. Nick, go ahead.
I think Cody needs to go to a different camp. I still think Cody's very talented. I think he still has potential to be a champion, but I just feel like his skill set hasn't really evolved, and he's kind of just been looking for the same success in every fight. And Kai Kara France, I just think he had more diverse skill set, and he just used a lot more different setups and feints, and that's what he caught Cody with. And you never really see Cody doing that kind of stuff, So
Cody obviously left Alpha Male, and then he went to where? Mark?
He's still at Alpha Male,
Is he?
He's a half timer. He does some time at Mark Henry's and then some time at Team Alpha Male, but mainly at Alpha Male.
Really? That's weird.
What I really think he should do is, this sounds crazy, but I feel like a guy like Trevor Whitman. Obviously, Trevor Whitman's like he's like the MMA GOAT right now for coaches.
He won't take anyone unless
with his style. I feel like his style, he could adapt very well to that style, and Cody could apply that to his game a little bit. And I feel like he's going to get some really good success because, I don't know. It could be the chin though. It could be the chin.
But also Kai has arrived. He has arrived.
Well, Kai's a beast, bro. He's an animal. Like, he hits hard. He's with a really good team. It's no surprise that he beat him. But
you see Izzy's reaction?
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Those guys get wild.
My thing is this, it's like, bro, like Cody, he didn't get knocked out like cold, right? So like, obviously I think his chin isn't.
I don't know.
It isn't
his eyeball, not cold.
It was
he face planted.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's not good.
It's just like,
I was like, well, you know what?
No. Like I said, but he didn't get knocked out like stiff cold like Augusta Sakai, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. But I agree with Nick, and I've been saying this ever since they fired Justin Buckles from Team Alpha Male.
I agree with you.
They fired him right before the first TJ fight. Like, I think a week or two before. So no matter what, that's going to fuck with the fighter. I think here's the issue with Mark Henry. I feel
they
like
did that right before. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was right before that fucking fight.
Wow.
So Justin Buckles was there, but imagine the fucking tension in that room, right? Because Justin Buckles wanted to get paid, but Uriah Faber wanted to take over or some shit, whatever the fuck it was happening. But
it doesn't matter.
Uriah can't be head coach, bro.
No, here's the thing with
I don't think so.
Mark Henry. I think Mark Henry's really good, but I don't think his coaching style is good for Cody. I think Cody is good when he's going forward and he is dominant. Obviously not being super crazy and just wild, but him going forward. And I feel like now with Mark Henry, he's, you saw it in the Rob Fowle fight and it worked in the Rafael fight, but he's super cautious now and he's staying back and he'll throw like one shot and immediately try to go away. I just don't think that's his style. I didn't even think about
for that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about Whitman. Whitman would be a really good fucking coach for him. Using
Even
that
city
kickboxing.
I think he needs a system. He needs a system that'll cater to him a little bit to have more weapons. Cause it's not like he doesn't have fast hands. It doesn't. Yeah. Even that. It's not like he doesn't have power in his hands, especially at 125. Like, come on, dude. Like, I don't know.
I was saying, I think, and this is weird. I know it's weird, but Cody has really good fucking wrestling. Like he really does. He just never uses it. What I thought was, why not just, dude, you're up there, just be at AKA. Use your wrestling. Make people scared of your wrestling. And then your hands open up shit even more. Like he was already a knockout artist. Imagine if Cody was there and he pressured with wrestling a lot more. And he took these guys down and made people worry about his wrestling. His fucking hands are going to be wide open to do the shit. He has the wrestling to make people scared. He just never fucking uses it. But I like actually... Aside from that, I like the Trevor Whitman idea. I actually think that would be really fucking good for him.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah,
I think any fighter would be so much better.
Very true. Very true.
But it's just Cody. What the one thing that will always get in Cody's way is his loyalty. Like I don't think because of how big of a deal he made about TJ. How big of a deal he made of that. I feel like in his head he's like, well, I can't leave Team Alpha Male because then I'm gonna look like that. But he really does need to leave Team Alpha Male.
Literally everyone left. Joseph Benavidez.
Bro, Trevor Whitman is a good dude. That footwork, if he could get his footwork down and just, he can't fight. He's not scared. He can't fight too cautious like he is right now. I know Mark Henry.
Some fighters
not his style.
Yeah, he's not a counter striker.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cody, the man that bodied him up at the press conference, Sugar Sean O'Malley, your boy, the only one to pick him. He's a star. His stock blew up. He TKO's a very good fighter. Julian Paiva.
Raurian?
You don't say the R.
I think it's
Raurian.
Julian
Paiva.
As they say in the Midwest. Sean O'Malley dismantled him. Looks good doing it. Didn't get injured. Good for him. So I go to you guys. Who do you think he fights next? It would be easier to answer this question if we knew how many fights he had left on his current contract, but I have no idea.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'll say this: from being a hater of Sugar Sean, he's impressive, dude. He really is. He really is.
That's a very good fighter he beat.
He does have a lot of star power, bro. He's fun to watch. The way he fucking shit on Cody Garbrandt, I was like, damn, dude, Sugar Sean. I think 2022 might be his fucking year.
It might be his year if he gets that new contract.
Yeah, and I think he will. They have to. They have to. Like for them to get. Yeah,
for them to get. I guarantee he won't fight a top 10. He will not fight a top 10 till he's paid. So just pay him.
He might fight like a Song Yadong or something, or maybe something in the top, maybe a Kyler Phillips. But we're gonna say.
Oh, I think if he wants to play it smart, he fights Marlon Moraes. If they don't cut Marlon Moraes, he'll knock out Marlon Moraes.
Or he fights Pedro.
Yeah, or Pedro. Because Pedro's probably going to drop to 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cheeto rematch is always there. Cheeto's he's ranked number 11. But I was going to say Song Yadong, but I feel like if they want, depends on how quick they want to move him. Dana White was saying that. He's like, I guess we have to start paying this kid more money. Give him Marlon Vera. Let him beat him. Because honestly, at this point, I think he will beat Marlon Moraes.
Right.
And then it's easier for him to fight one of these guys. I think we're not going to see him. I think we'll see him get challenged if he fights Dominic Cruz. Because low-key, Dominic Cruz looked fucking good. That second and third round, I was like, yo, bro, he looks good. It on. Yeah, it looked like he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going, and just went. Yeah. So I just once he gets to that Dominic Cruz, Rob Font, I think, unfortunately, now that's when we'll see him for real get tested. Song Yadong
called him out.
Yeah, Song Yadong might do a good job, but those guys' strikings are just not as good as Sean O'Malley. So I think he might outclass him until he gets to the top guys.
Yeah, his striking looked good, man. Fuck,
it does. That's why even Dominic Cruz, I feel like he beats Dominic Cruz.
I don't know if he beats Cruz.
If he does not incorporate his wrestling. I still think Dom looked great, but not maybe the same way he does not look like the same Dom. He moves a little slower. He throws a little kind of wingy. He always has, but just didn't have that same younger pop, I guess.
We're always going to compare him to old Dom anyway. So
old Dom was fucking beast.
But low key, he did kind of like when I was watching second and third round, I was like, bro, Dom is good right now, dude.
But he looks good against a guy.
Yeah, against
who is a very, and it's not saying Pedro is a bad fighter. It just style wise, it's just a more favorable matchup.
Someone that's just going to stand there and let him do his footwork on him.
He got dropped. So it is like, and it's not like it's no knock on him for getting dropped by a guy like Pedro, but it just shows that, like, you know, when we're comparing Dom to old Dom, we used to not really see him get dropped like that or as easily. Like, he was almost unhittable, right? Until he fought Cody. Yeah. That was the first time we ever were like, what the fuck is going on? But and I think that's why people hold Cody at such a high stock for that reason. But I feel like a good matchup for him. Like, I don't think they'll ever have him fight Marlon Chito Vera again, unless it's like for a title.
You know, I disagree with you.
I don't think they're going to pull that again.
If he doesn't get a contract or like the money he wants, and he fights out his old one, I say he will be like, yeah, I'll fight Chito. I think
style wise, Chito Vera is a nightmare for Sugar Sean. Just style wise,
give him Chris Catino guy again. Give him a full camp. That's what I say. Give him a full camp. He beat Sean O'Malley.
I want to see him get to like the Rob Fonts. Real quick before I forget this, I just want to say, if on the Cody thing, if Cody doesn't switch camps, I personally think that he should probably just retire.
How many fights has he lost in a row?
He's won like one fight out of his last 6.
All right, Sean O'Malley, relax.
Yeah, damn, bro.
Press conference.
Kind of
I'm a huge Cody fan. That doesn't make me happy.
All right, guys. We already talked about Dominic Cruz. I think we have to also mention the Tai Tuivasa knockout.
Bro, he looks good, bro. He's getting better. He's improving. He's like maturing. He's not like, Augusto Sakai is a fucking beast, bro. And the way he put him out and put him to sleep was crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting. The celebration, not the shoe, even before the shoey. It's interesting. Charles Oliveira did not do his normal celebration, but homeboy Tai Tuivasa did it. He had the extra titty gravity one where he aimed his titties down, so you saw mountains waving. I was like, this guy gets it, dude. This guy
got little stringers on him, dude.
Little what?
Little stringers. What
dude, don't talk about Tiff like that. That's crazy.
Hey, and I just want to ask you guys. I want to ask you guys one question real quick. Who did you guys give the Ige Josh Emmett fight to? I thought Ige won that shit.
I did too. I was half watching it though. I didn't watch all the way.
It, so don't ask me.
But from my perspective, and I was watching it for the most part, but I was like in and out of conversation. But I still feel like Danny Ige won that fight.
Yeah, I thought Ige won. I was like, what?
Just for volume, right? Because I feel like he landed more volume, and even though Josh Emmett landed bigger shots.
Yeah, watch.
I still feel like
let me show you guys. Yeah, look at everything. He landed total strikes. He landed more significant strikes, and he landed he has more takedowns. And I just.
But who had the control and who wore the damage in the fight?
Josh Emmett did knock him down in the first round. So I gave Josh Emmett that first round, but the second and third round, I thought Ige clearly. Honestly,
he recovered
clearly won.
Very well.
Question: is there something wrong with his right arm?
I think that's just his stance. Yeah.
Okay, because it's like really.
He's kind of coy right there.
Closed.
He always does that though.
He had an injury on his right arm.
He always does that though. It's funny when his pictures on it.
What a weird natural stance.
What's your favorite fight on the card? One word answer. Nothing quick. I mean, something quick.
Oh God, this guy. What is this guy talking about?
I'm gonna have to say, fight. even though Ty's my guy, the fucking Charles Oliveira one, bro. Dude, Charles Oliveira just showed the fucking world he is a goddamn issue for everybody.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna go with just because I think I was smirking the whole time while watching this. Was Julia Pena. Like at that third round, that second round, I was like smiling while she kept tagging. I was like, that's when Alex was going crazy on the text. I was like, I cannot believe this is about to happen. Like I wasn't cheering or anything. I was just like, this is gonna happen. On
my text, I was all capitalizations. I was like, oh my God, like all this shit. Right. But this is how I was sitting watching it. I was like, damn, oh my God, I'm so hyped. I was like,
Nick, what'd you think? Because
I think Ty. It's
or
kind of
Brad
crazy. But
Riddell.
Ty Tuivasa gave me the highest high.
Oh, I was so amped, bro.
It gave me the highest high of the night. I was like, ah! I was like screaming in my own fucking house.
But also a really quick shout out, Fiziev. Or sorry, I keep saying his name the wrong way. Fiziev. Dude, Fiziev, man. Oh, that was a great fight too. Those guys, every time they threw, scary.
We talked about that last week already.
That was it. I was like, what are you talking
about? Also, I want to talk about one person.
What is you guys to be like, yeah, that was a good fight.
One person, you're so annoying. One person that I really liked watching and who I feel like has the highest ceiling in the division now is Andre Munez. Do you see this guy?
I missed that one.
The guy that submitted Eric Andres, yeah.
Bro, this dude,
yeah.
He submitted the fuck out of Eric Andre. That was crazy. No, this dude is legit. He's big as shit, very good striking, world-class jiu-jitsu, very well-rounded overall. I think at 185, we have a dark horse. He's emerged, and his name is Andre Munez.
And
is he dark?
Don't shout out to Priscilla Kohira, the girl that fought Gillian Robertson. Do you see her trying to gouge? Yeah, you see her trying to gouge her eyes out. I was like, oh,
strategy, dude. It's crazy strategy,
bro.
Dude.
That's the girl that got beat the fuck up by Valentina. Isn't
bro,
it?
When you're in Caldera, you do what you got to do to survive. All right.
Okay.
I'm saying,
from Caldera.
Shout out to Gillian.
Shout out to Ryan Hall. I didn't watch the fight, but I heard he won.
I think it's just Jillian. I don't know what's saying Gillian.
He's crazy. The shit he was doing in this fight, nuts. So crazy.
Was it like stupid nuts or like, oh, it's pretty cool, technically crazy?
Both. But like he has the balls to pull this off and to continue to do it multiple times. It was, to me, it was. I think for most people, if you're not like a jiu-jitsu nerd, you may not like it. Yeah, because it is kind of unorthodox. But as far as like an MMA perspective, he does present a lot of like issues that you need to address or you're going to get leg locked by this guy. So it was a fun fight.
Alex, get that button ready because we're about to get to our We Out Here morning.
And
too long. Do now do it. Now do it in person.
Identical. I think it's better when you do it in person.
I think it's better when you do it in person, honestly.
When you do it on the soundboard, it just seems like
seems like we got lazy. Yeah. Seems like we got lazy.
It's not good.
Yeah. Guys, first piece of news. This one was funny. Dana White talked about it in the press conference or the post-fight press conference. Michael Chiesa caused a scene after teammate Julia Pena finishes Amanda Nunes. There's a video going around. It's like everywhere now where everyone's like in shock. And then you see him jump the fence and then he runs toward the cage. And apparently, I don't know if this was caught on camera, but he does jump the cage fence and then falls on his face, cuts himself, and then has to get escorted by cops. And he's complaining to the cops and trying to convince him, I need to be here because it's my team. And they're like, shut the fuck up. We don't know who you are. Get out of here. You're also an ESPN analyst. Why are you doing that? Dana White said, try not to embarrass. He said basically along the lines of like, look, I don't want to embarrass the guy, but he had a little too much to drink. We're cool though. Thoughts on Michael Chiesa having a good time?
He passionate, dog.
That's remember his teammate shocked the world.
Remember when Kevin Lee said something about his mom and he was just like, just ask, like he said something very like out of nowhere, almost to the level of Canelo and Caleb Plant, where he's like, get the fuck out of here. And he calls him a motherfucker. And he says, don't talk about my mom. Like, I just feel like Chiesa he's one of those guys. He just like, he's very emotional. And he
I
gets
wish
excited.
They had the whole video because even the way he was, there's Alex's favorite fighter, Al Sterling.
Look at him. He falls.
Dude, he twisted, bro.
Bro, did you hear what Dana White said? Like he even afterwards he fell and like cut his eye open and all this type of shit.
Did you listen? Did you read what?
I was getting this shit ready, so my bad. That went over.
I thought he was doing a bit because I do that all the time, and I was like, "Did you not just hear what I just said?"
The repeat each other bit.
I was getting this shit ready for us. My bad.
But yeah, look, he had fun. His teammates shocked the world. It's all good. Michael Chiesa, but you also work for ESPN. Relax.
Remember when Connor threw the dolly through the bus and Michael Chiesa was the only one that got cut in the face? He was like one of the only guys.
No, remember Ray Borg?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Never mind.
I wish they would.
Michael Chiesa, he's got a lot of scar tissue. This guy.
Scar tissue that I wish you saw.
Check out that song on Spotify, 2022. Conor McGregor calls for a title shot. What a surprise.
Get rid of him, dude. Cut him.
Just answer this question. Both of you, one answer. yet, just based on the entertainment and how this UFC works, how he works. So answer this honestly. Does Conor McGregor get a title shot in 2022? Nick, yes or no?
No.
Oh, maybes. No. Alex, yes or no?
No. The only reason why I would like it is because Charles Oliveira will get paid, but no, and he doesn't deserve it.
I say yes. I say he fights 3 times next year, and the 3rd fight he gets a title shot.
Oh, if that's the case, then yeah, I'll be happy with
I asked you yes or no, and that was it, Nick. You cannot do just the case because there's no more cases left for you. All right.
I use it too much.
Michael Chandler claims Dustin. Okay, this one's wild. Michael Chandler claims Dustin Poirier quit against Oliveira. I read this, and I'll let me go first because this is my guy, and I have an announcement to make. Everyone, take a listen. He's not my guy anymore.
yeah. Down with Michael Chandler.
It's so crazy. I actually flew down to Nashville with Theo, and Theo was going to see some of his buddies there. And I actually went to Michael Chandler's house to, say hi to his family, his multi-ethnic family. Good job. Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
But then I gave him a ticket. He said, "What's this ticket for?" I said, "I'm off the train," and I walked out. Then I realized I gave him my actual plane ticket, and I couldn't get back to LA, so I had to stay there for 2 days at his house. It was uncomfortable.
No digital copies, huh? That's crazy.
No, man, that's the one thing I didn't do was get a digital copy of my plane ticket. Yeah, guys, it was kind of cringe. Once again, I understand Michael Chandler. He's really taking this weird, like pro wrestling but awkward cringe version, almost like Cejudo, but not as cool now.
Oh, you mean like Michael Chandler?
Yeah, like Michael Chandler. He's just like really just trying to play up the whole like he quit, but like I did it because I got choked out unconscious. My eyes rolled back like I came. It's like
I got knocked out, not you, pal.
Yeah, any fighter that loses by like decision, he's probably like, "See, I got knocked out when I lost, so I didn't quit." It's like what?
When I first saw this, I wish like I knew him. Obviously like he'll probably beat the fuck out of me, but I wish I like knew him to be like,
he
bro,
just wouldn't pay you.
Be like, yeah, he just wouldn't pay me, or I'd have to chase him down for fucking money. But like he, that made nigga laugh.
Should we edit that out?
I just came a little bit. No, we don't edit nothing, dude.
Nothing, bro.
Okay?
Here's the thing.
We don't edit nothing.
I wish I knew him to be like, yeah, you didn't tap because you literally got knocked fucking unconscious. Of course, I bet you anything if you were put in a submission, you'd fucking tap. So it's just like, bro, like shut the fuck up, bro. You tap. He fucking lost the fight because you couldn't move your leg anymore. Shut the fuck up. Talking about do Bronx like that, baby. Look, Sean O'Malley is tougher than Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler fucking couldn't even fight because his leg gave up. At least Sean O'Malley just fucking hopped on one leg and finished out the fucking fight.
Very true. Very true.
Nick, what do you think to this?
I think Michael Chandler is doing what he needs to do as far as selling a fight, which is fine. But also, don't kick a man while he's down, bro. Dustin Poirier is like he's like the sweetheart of the lightweight division. Like who doesn't? I think everybody kind of likes him.
He's trying to secure that fight because he won't get you.
But also, though, you don't need to do all that. Yeah, you don't need to do all that. He does. He does.
I just realized Michael Chandler has anything.
He better watch out who he calls out because, Dustin Poirier is going to give him the fucking biz, I think.
Oh, my God. Dustin Poirier beat that fucking ass, bro.
And also, I think his first fight back should be Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
That's the only fight that makes sense.
Or you know what? What's funny right now, just because he made that comment, I'm like, oh my God, like McGregor's hatred right here. Michael Chandler's literally right here, bro.
Whoa, that's wild. That's honestly crazy.
Because Connor's off pain meds and coke, so like it's not really him. It's just the drogas.
Let Conor fight Chandler. Like I've said this before publicly. I think Conor McGregor can beat Chandler. And I would love to see it because then Chandler gets beat by some guy that can't even win a fight at lightweight. And it proves my point that Chandler was just going to be the Ben Askren of the lightweight division. He was going to come in, win one.
Well, I'll say this, more entertaining. Way more entertaining.
No, actually, Ben Askren's funny shit.
No, I'm talking fight-wise.
Bro, that spinning back fist is literally
a beauty. Yo, can someone make an animation of that? Yeah, great. All right, guys. Sean O'Malley and Dominic Cruz has some choice words about DC's commentary. Sean O'Malley, we already know all that shit that happened. Sean O'Malley talked about this in the post-fight press conference, but honestly, he's a fighter. He can do whatever he wants. That doesn't bother me. But it was more the Dominic Cruz and what's his homeboy's name? Daniel Cormier, little fun beef because, they're both he's commentating on DC's job. Yeah, that he does with it in public, whether he was trolling, whether he's being a coworker and a friend, which is interesting. I say genius. I'm sure if I was DC, I'd be kind of annoyed by that. But I think Dominic, I've always known him to be a guy that trolls. And look, he created a headline for himself. He's on the main card, and everyone was talking about it.
Yeah.
And
Very
whatever.
true.
It is what it is. Alex, can you make your arm straight? Go ahead.
Ooh.
The reason why I don't like it is because he went after his fight and they asked him about it, and he was like, "Look, I'm cutting weight. You know, I'm tired. I'm hungry." So basically, he was trying to say that he was just saying that because he was annoyed. So he meant that shit, low key, bro.
Yeah.
Like
No,
you're gonna throw but you're gonna throw your homie under supposedly he's my brother. You're gonna throw him under the bus like that on national TV, bro.
That's what I'm saying. In private,
dude, when I
it's
saw
different.
that shit, I was low key like, man, I hope Pedro Munez beat his ass, bro. Like that shit was so dirty to me. Like, why even say some shit like that?
Alex didn't like that. I asked him in Calderon. He was not happy. We lost the matches.
But just like, why, right? Like, why even bring shit up like that, bro? And like,
He didn't need to do all that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even get to watch. I didn't watch the Bisbing thing, and I didn't even get to hear Chael's
pretty
take on
funny.
it. But like,
watching them all together.
It is weird that he would say it because like he obviously said it because he actually means it. There's some truth behind that, even if he was joking and trolling. But it's weird to say it in a public format like that. In a very professional setting.
No, what I think it is. I think Cruz gets a little jealous because they always like when they post the pictures of like DC, Anik, and Rogan. Everybody's like the best commentary team ever, and he just doesn't get that shine. And I think that low key makes him mad. It bothers him.
But here's like. Sure, say DC that all that stuff is true about DC, probably true. That's not, the job is also not just that. Like Dominic
entertainment,
right? That's why DC has a show. Like you have to play like these like performers on these like ESPN shows. So
yeah, I thought it was dirty. I'm like, bro,
it was weird.
What the fuck?
I definitely thought it was weird.
And it would have been fine if it was a joke, but then when he goes and they ask him about it, he was just his thing was that he was tired and hungry and la. I'm like, so you meant that shit. And then he was like, your next headline should be that I need DC to do my job. It's like, cool, but why the fuck throw him under the bus like that, bro? Like, fucking A.
Yeah. Nick, you want to talk about ads?
I'm just very thankful that we have Manscaped this year and get all your stocking stuffer needs through manscaped.com. And with that being said, can I go pee really quick?
Yes. Let's do one more and then we'll take a break. Nick, really quick. So, guys, last piece of news: post-fight interview with Julia Pena. She claims that she is the first mom champ. She said this in the post-fight press conference, distinguishing giving birth to a child as being a real mom. I watched it. The headline sounds crazy. Then I listened to the post-fight press conference and her answer. I understood what she was trying to say, but also a weird way to phrase it. Nick, go ahead. You disagree?
And you know, my whole thing is just like that's just crazy to say. That's just crazy, bro. Like, I feel like she didn't need to say that. But look, I'm not a woman. I will never be able to give birth. So what the fuck do I know?
Actually, that's false. Not to get all political, but men can. They're called birthing people now, and men can have children.
Right,
so that's science. That's science. All right, guys, we're gonna take a really quick break. All right, guys, on to our quick pick picks with Alex Acosta, Nick the Ear, and myself, Gel Betts. We have our next juicy fight here, guys. We have a main event of Derek, the Black Beast Lewis. He's back in the game versus Chris Daukaus. Tattoo chest, guys. This is gonna be exciting. Alex, we'll start with you first. You're gonna go Black Beast, or you're gonna go with nickname of Chris, which I'm not familiar with. What's the nickname? Does anyone know?
I don't actually.
All right, Chris or Derek?
Chris Daukaus. The Daukaus.
I love D. Lewis, but I have said this on this show, and I've said it to multiple people. Chris Daukaus is the dark horse of the heavyweight division. Honestly, I just think, if he can take a shot, I think we're gonna see Derek Lewis get TKO'd. I think it's going to be like the Junior Dos Santos fight and shit like that, where it's just like the pressure becomes too much and he just starts pounding on him and the ref's going to finish it. Daukaus is good. His striking's clean. He's a big dude. He's strong. He has some power on him as well, too. And he hasn't ever been knocked out, I don't believe. So his chin is still fresh. So as long as he can take that shot from D. Lewis, which I think he'll be able to avoid a lot of them, I think he wins the fight by TKO, like third round.
Nice. Nick, what do you think?
I'm going to have to agree with Alex. I feel like Daukaus has a more diverse skill set, and I feel like it's a more modern skill set, something that is like he just has more ways to win. I feel like, Lewis could knock him out at any point in time, and that's always going to be a factor anytime you're fighting Derek Lewis. So don't be surprised if you see Lewis knock him out, but I feel like Daukaus has the skills to be able to pull this one out. So I'm going to go with Daukaus.
Daukaus is on a 4-fight win streak in the UFC, making it 5 to include his last cage. Was it Cage Warriors or Cage Fury or something cage? He's 5-0 basically.
He's very good.
I agree with you guys. But Nick, I will not be surprised because Derek Lewis will knock him out. You guys have doubted him so many times. Yeah, and you're incorrect.
I always go for Derek Lewis. I even went for him against Cyril Gahn.
We always pick him. Okay.
Well, in this case, you guys are wrong. I'm right.
Frank.
I'm a mom.
Wait, so who did you pick? You just said you agreed with us.
No, I agree with
He's
you
picking
guys
Derek.
about everything. I'm choosing Derek.
Okay.
All right, next fight. We have my boy, Stephen Karate Hottie Thompson versus Belil. Remember the name Muhammad. Also, I can never forget that name. Muhammad is such a memorable name. So you can get a new, nickname because I do remember it already. Nick, we'll start with you on this one. Do you remember the name or do you have Karate Hottie?
I think I'm gonna go with the Karate Hottie just because his name is a Karate Hottie. I just feel like the footwork, he's gonna present a lot more problems for a guy like Belil because we already know what kind of Belil is gonna try to do. He's gonna try to wrestle him, put him against a cage.
I poke Edwards.
Yeah, exactly. Like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is gonna eye poke him and he's gonna head kick him afterwards. I like Belal a lot, but I think Stephen Wonderboy is gonna be the guy.
Alex, will you remember the name that night?
I think Wonder Boy is actually going to beat the living shit out of Belal Muhammad, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a 3-round just performance of we're going to be like, damn, that's why, we think so highly of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
I agree, actually. That's a good
The only thing that makes look, I don't think I've ever picked against Stephen Thompson, but age has to be a factor at some point with this guy. And guess what? It's not. Stephen Thompson all day, baby. Karate Hottie, baby. I tried to trick you guys, but you didn't fall for it. You didn't fall for it, Alex. Angela Hill versus Amanda Lemos. I'm going to pick for everyone. Angela Hill. or not. Anyone else? Anyone disagree with that?
Lemos is dangerous. She can hit
She's
hard.
really good.
But I think
very hard to pick against Angela.
Angela Hill worked, she's worked a lot of her grappling. Her striking is really good. I think she can win a decision on this one.
I think so.
She's going to, not can. I think she's going to win a decision on this one.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think Amanda is a better fighter and she'll probbe beat her, but I refuse to pick against Angela Hill.
Oh, hey.
I refuse. And our next fight, Ricky Simone versus Rafael Alonso.
Very good fight.
Yeah. Hey,
you guys really like Ricky.
Ricky Simone for Sean O'Malley. That's a good fight. If we want to see how good Sean O'Malley's takedown defense and shit is, let's see him against Ricky Simone, baby.
I don't think they're going to put him against a wrestler anytime soon.
No, they don't want
that. Ricky Simone's a dangerous fight for O'Malley because I feel like everybody that's in love with Sean O'Malley going to watch that fight and be like,
whoa.
Wait, what's happening? What's
happening?
Excuse me, Dana White. This not supposed to happen.
Like that?
Don't say that, man. He's a Barstool Sports, okay? Let's not disrespect Rafael Alonso. He's been in the game forever. He's a legit guy. Minus
a Nunsau or a Sunsau?
Yeah, let's not disrespect him.
Rafael Alonso.
Ray
Fines a Sunsau.
Wow.
Ricky
Nick,
Simone.
What do you?
I'm going Ricky Simone.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Ray Fines Alonso.
This next fight, though, is what I'm really excited for.
Guys,
this
we have
is
a
my
fight
pick.
between Diego Ferreira versus Page not uploading. Who do you guys got?
It's not going to work, I
Hey,
guess.
Alex, literally just stay on that. We don't need to see the statistics.
I'm going Garbrandt. I feel like
Why?
he's very well rounded. He is a beast. He submitted Jeremy Stevens in a minute. He just has all the skills necessary to beat Carlos Diego Ferreira. I think he's a dark horse. I think I hold him very high in 155 stock wise.
Alec Acosta.
I think Gamrot's gonna win. I think Fijetta's life bar is just low now. I think he's been finished a bunch of times, unfortunately, and he's been around for a long time. And this guy's fucking strong. He's young. He's still a young guy in UFC, right? So I just think I think Diego is probably on his way out. Honestly, I thought he got cut by the UFC already. I didn't really realize he was still part of it. So I just think I think Gamrot wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gambron. You can't have ears like that, Farrah. You can't have ears like that. All right. Cub Swanson versus Darren Elkins. Battle of the old guys, huh? I think a fan favorite for me would be Cub Swanson. So I'm gonna have to go Cub Swanson. Alex?
Yeah, I think Cub Swanson's gonna win this fight by just damaging Darren Elkins. Boom, boom.
Oh, that was his name, the damage?
Because his nickname's the damage.
You know, I'm going Darren Elkins here, man. Darren Elkins is on a
grapple him?
tear. I know, dude. He has been just overwhelming so many guys, and just like you can't understand why he's just beating everybody this late in his career with all the damage he's taken.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally like he's a fucking walking zombie. This dude. He's really hard to shut down. I think he's gonna beat Cub Swanson, and I'm a big Cub Swanson fan. Cub Swanson is like one of my favorite fighters, especially at 145. But I think Darren Elkins, style wise, and where he is in his career, I feel like he's aged a lot better than Cub Swanson has, and he's showing more upside later in his career than Cub Swanson. So I think I'm gonna go with. It breaks my heart, but I think I'm gonna go with Darren
Elkins. Wow, I'm gonna have to go with Cub Swanson, like I said, because like, dude, it's Cub Swanson. Why are you picking against him? What's wrong with you, Jesus?
I know.
Christ.
I know. 2000
Whatever.
fucking 19, Nick would never picked he would have never picked Cub Swanson.
Dude, the pandemic changed.
I mean,
Ooh.
Darren.
all right, guys. On the prelims, let's get some quick shout outs. Are there any fights that the chicken wing lingers should be on the lookout for? Nick, any fight there that you're like, whoa, you got to watch Gerald Mearshart?
Okay, so there's a guy named Victor Henry who trains at CMMA. He's a local guy. A lot of my buddies train with him. He's a very skilled 135er, and it's actually been a while since everyone's been expecting him to fight in the UFC. This is his first fight in the UFC. It's the last minute. He took it on 2 weeks' notice, but he's fought a lot of amazing competition worldwide. In Japan, he fought a lot of big stars in Japan at 135. Fought a lot of guys in Russia and the Russian champion of Russian fighting promotions out there. So he's really skilled, and I think he has a good matchup against Barcelos. So I want to see Victor Henry get a W here.
Alex Lifgod changed his hairstyle 3 times in 10 minutes.
I like the what's it called?
You
The
got the
Charles Air Jourdain versus Andre Ewell fight.
Oh yeah,
I think that's going to be a good fight. And then Jordan Levitt and Matt Sales. I think that's going to be a really good fight. That's the fight that's opening up the card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on the last one. I love the Monkey King. He lost his last fight, but he was such a fun guy to watch in the Contender Series. So I'm going for that fight. Yum.
Oh,
Yum.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
We have, I don't know if you were getting to it, but we have some fan questions.
Let's do your favorite 2.
Okay, let's
Pick your favorite 2. Choose
Let's do
wisely.
3 because only one of them you can answer yourself. Ready? One of
Okay.
them by Nico Chan MMA. How bad does Bobby's feet smell?
Never smelled his feet. Visually hideous. Next question.
All right, here's a good one. From Def Jeff 17. If you were a big UFC fighter, how would you celebrate a win? Food, drinks, or strippers? Or just any other way? How would you
Also, that
celebrate?
last one is like, it's funny that people like will say that, but for us, like that's our last thing we're gonna do.
Yeah, dude.
Specifically,
I'm
us
not going to
three.
strip
Let's
club.
Let's go to a strip club. That's just like not us. Maybe Alice.
You
I don't know. I don't know Alice that well.
I would eat so much. I would just go and
Exactly.
get a big ass meal, bro.
Food.
I would go food with my friends. Food with my friends. Food with my
Food with my
food
friends.
Food with my
Food with
friends.
my
Here's a
friends.
good one. Brian_Lemmy.
Caraway.
Oh shit!
What advice
That's the
would you
middle
give?
name.
What advice would you give a blue belt trying to be the best he can be for Nick?
All right, I'll start. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Man, that is a tough question.
Maybe Nick wasn't the right person to answer this. I'll
No, I'll say
Here's
that-
my
'cause
advice.
it's-
Here's
it's a
my
very-
advice. Here's
Okay,
my
go.
advice. Get on the podium. If you don't do it, quit.
That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good.
Next. You don't have it. Stand up. You get booed for 10 shows in a row. Quit.
This is a very general piece of advice, but you just have to get good everywhere. You just have to be amazing. You have to study, roll with as many people as you can. You have to cross train a lot, I think is really important. And if you really want to be the best in the world, you have to be drills all day drills. I think that's the best way.
What pop song is this?
Drills.
Drills. You gotta be the best you can be. You don't get on the podium, just quit.
Yeah, but drills. Find your best drilling partner and do all the drills you can.
Let's get some drills.
Let's get the drills, guys. That was our show. Thank you. Shout out to those fans. Can you give a shout out to those 3 people that asked those questions? Alice, one more time, please.
Yeah, we have Def Jeff 17 on Instagram. We have Nico Chan MMA, and then we have Brian_Lemmy.
Lemmy, not related to Caraway, but Brian Lemmy got a yummy name. I like that. Lemmy.
Brian Lemmy Caraway.
Guys, make sure you can submit your questions at our website, at our email, or you can just do it on Instagram when you see the post up there, and we'll get to a couple of those questions. We love you guys very much. Thank you for supporting the show. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I did. I learned a lot. Alex has a tongue that moves quickly. Nick got them same old ears, and that's why we love him. Make sure you follow Alex at Alex, not at Alex, but at LiftGod. And here's a fun thing. Alex is unretired from streaming. I was surprised to see him on Twitch, and he's smiling because he's back in the game. I think he's in a better place now. He's gonna be rocking that stream. So check it out. We're all new now in Caldera. Make sure you follow Nick at
liftgod.com
and follow me at LiftGod. You can follow Nick at Nick the Ear, get some programming, get your life in check. You can follow me at Gilbert's. We love you very much. Follow We Out Here. Make sure We Out Here MMA, and make sure you use the promo code for Manscaped, which is
We Out Here.
There you go. Make it happen. We love you guys very much. And peace. Shout out to Rose. I'm Munez. I am the best.
I am the best. I am the best. I am the best. I am the best. I am the best. I am the best. I am the best.